Welcome to my channel. This video is a detailed tutorial how to make such a crochet donut bag. You can see that it opens. It's like small purse with the magnet lock. So I'm going to share all the details, including the lining, and I hope you are going to enjoy the video. So we are going to start. The second bag I'm going to make a little bit in different colors. We need 3 colors. I use loop and thread chenille yarn. I use gray for the backpack itself. Then I use yellow for the top. And I use pink, bright pink, it's called Carmine Rose, for the sprinkles. It's all from Loop and Threads with Snuggle Light yarn. Now, other materials that we are going to need some fiber fill inside. Also, we will need fabrics for the lining. I took 100% cotton. Hook, 6 millimeters. Thread and needle. Plastic needle to sew easier the parts we need with chenille yarn. Scissors, of course. Markers. I use lighter to burn the ends because I work with chenille yarn, and magnet lock. It's opening, so I'm going to sew it to the top so the bag can be closed. This is small magnet lock. And I need the ruler to measure the size, and I'll show you how I'm going to make the lining. So we start with gray yarn, and we start with the magic ring of 6 stitches. Row number 1 we make increasing, and we repeat it 6 times. We have 12 stitches in this row. Row number 2 we make increasing 12 times, and we have 24 stitches in this row. We are making increasing again because we need flat circle. Row number 3 we make 2 single crochet increasing, and we repeat it 8 times. We have 32 stitches in this row. Row number 4, we make 3 single crochet increasing, and we repeat it 8 times. We have 40 stitches in this row. Row number 5, we start with 2 single crochet, then we make increasing, then we do 4 single crochet and increasing, and we repeat it 7 times, and we are going to have 2 single crochet at the end, and we have 48 stitches in this row. Row number 6, we make 5 single crochet increasing, and we repeat it 8 times. We have 56 stitches in this row. Row number 7, we make 3 single crochet increasing, then we do 6 single crochet and increasing. We repeat it 7 times, and we will have 3 single crochet at the end. We have 64 stitches in this row. This is going to be the last row, but if you want to make the bag bigger, wider, then you need to continue increasing until the size you desire. So the row number 8 is going to be just 64 single crochet, and we have 64 stitches in this row. Now we are done with the first part. We finished this row. So now we need to cut the yarn and hide the end in the next loop. Of course, it's important to burn this yarn because it's peeling. And I'm going to hide it to put it in the next loop. We can remove the marker already. We have this part ready, and now we need to make the same part. We need 2 parts like this. Once we have 2 same parts, it's exactly the same way. We continue working with the gray yarn, and we will do the cord, the handle of our bag. So we start with making, we need to leave a little bit longer end because we will use it to attach it to the bag. We start with the chain of 3. We have 1 loop already, 2 and 3. Now we have 1 loop on the hook and 2 more near. So we put the hook in the first loop. We have 2 loops on our hook now, and we crochet them together. Now we need to take our work and we need to turn it around. And this loop that we have, the corner, the only loop, we are going to crochet in. We crochet, we get the yarn, and then we crochet it together. And now we are going to turn it again. But this time we are going to take 2 loops. We have 1, and there is the second loop. We use it also. We crochet 2 of them first, and then 2 that we are left with. And we do the same way. Again, we turn it. We take 2 loops on the corner. We crochet 2 loops. Then we crochet the 2 loops that are left. and we repeat this same way. We are going to do this rope like I did it 90 centimeters. You can do it shorter or longer, it depends on you. The cord is ready. I have it 90 centimeters and I have 2 gray pieces, so I'm done with gray yarn for now. Now we are moving to the yellow yarn. It's called the daffodil in loop and thread, and we start with the chain of 13 loops. When we have the chain, now we need to connect it. So I just take the first loop and put the loop that I have the last through it and crochet. Row number 1, we make 12 single crochet. We have 12 stitches in this row. Row number 2, increasing, and we repeat it 12 times. We have 24 stitches in this row. Row number 3, we make 2 single crochet, increasing, and we repeat it 8 times. We have 32 stitches in this row. Row number 4, 3 single crochet, increasing, we repeat it 8 times. We have 40 stitches in this row. Row number 5, 2 single crochet, increasing, then 4 single crochet, increasing, we repeat it 7 times, and we have 2 single crochet left. We have 48 stitches in this row. Row number 6, 4 single crochet, increasing, we repeat it 8 times. We have 56 stitches in this row. Row number 7, 3 single crochet, increasing, 6 single crochet, increasing, we repeat it 7 times, and 3 single crochet left. We have 64 stitches in this row. Rows number 8, 9, 10, we make 64 single crochet and we have 64 stitches in each row. It's going to be the last rows, but if you did more in the previous parts, then you need to make more rows here. It's going to be the same, but 3 rows at the end. So we are going to cut the yarn. We need to leave the longer end, so we are going to use it to sew this part to the gray part. That's how approximately I'm going to leave. And of course burn the ends so the yarn doesn't peel. And I'm going to remove this yarn and do the same what I did with the gray part to hide the ends. And move to the next step. We just put in this next loop that is coming. And then put in the middle. We can remove the marker, we don't need it anymore. And that's how this part looks like. This part is ready. Now we take the gray part, we can take any because they are the same, and we need to sew the inner side first. It's going to be around the circle, second circle, because we have 12 stitches on our chain and we have 12 stitches in the second row of the gray part. So we use it, and we just with the plastic needle and yellow yarn, I sew them together and leave the circle in the middle. I sew the central part now, that's how it looks like. That's how it is in the middle, we can see. And now we are going to add the sprinkles. There are different types. It can be the way I did in my previous bag, like small lines, but in this one I want to do it a little bit different. I want to do it in the shape of dots, so I'm going to use Carmine Rose yarn or bright pink, and I'm going to make a small knot on each for each sprinkle. So I make a knot. It's very important to make it as close as possible to the background. And also then it's very important that you put not in the same hole, but somewhere very close to the one you did, because if you put in the same, it will just disappear inside. So it's very important to have one stitch the closest that is near to keep this knot on the top, and so it doesn't go inside. And we repeat it the same way. We make a knot and then again look the closest stitch that is near and put and insert the needle there. That's how it looks like, and I'm going to do the same way through the whole top. You can make it more frequent or more rare. It's already about how you see it and how you want it to look like. It can be more, it can be less. If you want to make with the style that I showed the previous one, then it's the same, but you don't make a knot, you just make the lines, and but doing it the same, and use more stitches, like longer stitches, 1 or 2. That's how it looks like. I like how it looks, it's very cute. Now we are going to again we take plastic needle and we are going to sew this part. I take, sorry, because I need to burn the end. If not to do it, it's going to peel too much now. Yes. Now I use only the front loop on the yellow part, and I use the first, like both loops on the gray part, the upper chain that we have, and just sew it together. On the yellow part, I'm putting only the front loop, and on the gray part, I am going under 2 loops and then turn back. And this way, I'm going to sew the whole, this whole part. But don't forget, when we get to the certain point, we need to add fiber fill, because this is where we are going to add it, so these donuts has the shape and looks like real donuts. It doesn't matter on what side you start, because both these parts, they have the same amount of stitches, so at the end of the day it will be still the same. So that's why it should be exact the same amount. I already sew almost all parts. I left little because now we need to add fiber fill. Don't add too much, because then it's going to create like wavy shape from the inside, and when you will be putting your hand inside back, you are going to feel it too much. That's why it's important to add it enough that it has shape, but not too much, so it doesn't stay strong and doesn't create this shape at the back from the inside. That's how it is. It's already done, and now we need to connect it to the other part, to the other gray part. But first we need to mark 20 stitches between. It's going to be where is going to be the hole for our bag. So we leave that 20 stitches. We put the face into us and we crochet it. Here I use the hook, I make the loop, but I crochet it in a slip stitch style. So once I get the loop out, I just put it through the loop I'm working with. You insert the hook inside, you take the first chain on the first part, then first chain on the second part, and you grab the loop, then the loop that you get, you put through the one that you have on the hook. And we combine it this way. It's very secure way. It's going to be connected well and nothing is going to come out. We do it until the other side. So now I already got here. I do additionally the same way on the top, but not closing. I do it from one side and then we'll return. So there is a beautiful shape from the top here and then on the way back. I already did one side and here I'm on the corner from the other side. we continue doing slip stitch style. We crocheting it. Here you can do where you see it's comfortable to do it, but don't make too many stitches there, because then it's going to be too wide. And we continue the same way on the other side. The bag is almost ready, a few more things left, and now you can see these ends. We are going to hide it under the lining so it won't be noticeable. Now we need to attach the rope, the cord. So we have longer ends, and we use that ends just to attach it to the bag. I just take the yarn that it's there and put it through the bag a few times to make sure that it's connected pretty well. Also, then we have ends of the yarn from the bag by itself there, and I tie them together to secure the cord even better. Here we have the ends, so we can just tie them together to secure our cord. And we do the same way on the other side. Then these ends we will hide later. Make sure that before you connect the other side of the bag, at the other side of the cord, make sure that it's not twisted, that it's in the proper way, so the bag is not rolling after, and everything is the way it should be. And we connect the second side. Now the only part that is left is the lining. I recommend lining a lot because chenille yarn has the ability to stretch. So we need to measure how much we have the circle. Mine only is 18.5. And I'm going to use the cotton fabrics for the lining. So now we need to make 2 circles approximately of 18 centimeters. I can give you a little life hack. I found a plate that is approximately the same as I need. So to make a circle, I'm just going to use the plate. I need 2 circles from the inside of the fabrics. I just make 2 circles. This is first and second. Now we need to cut them out. Okay, we have 2 circles. This is inside. And now we need to make half of centimeter to leave where we are going to mark, where we are going to sew. So I mark half of centimeter, and then approximately I draw the line through all the circle where I'm going to sew, the part that will be sewn. I don't use machine. I'm going to sew with my hands. So if you don't have machine, this is going to be helpful for you, and I'll show you all the process. We do the same way with this circle, and the same way we do with the second circle. Before we sew in, we need to understand and remember that we have the part that is going to open, so we need to measure it. We need to measure how much it takes here. It's 16 centimeters, my own, and this same part we need to mark on each circle. So we need to mark 16 centimeters on each circle. This is the part we are not going to sew it together, because this part we are going to sew it to the bag. So I'm going to mark 16 centimeters on this part. Yes, here and here. And I need to do the same on the second part. Yes, 16 centimeters. And now we need to put them together, both sides, with the face to inside. We have there and there marks. Maybe you don't see the marks properly, but they are there. So we put them together and make sure that marks are on the same spot. And we use the thread and needle and sew it. I took approximately the thread that is familiar color with the lining, but actually it's invisible sewing, so you can take any. Of course, it's better to take closer to the colors you have, but if you don't, still it will be hardly, the thread will be hardly visible. And we are going to sew it together. We start from the side where we marked and going through the hole to the other side, to the mark on the other side. It's going to be like, I'm not sure if there is some name for this way of sewing, but I call it like backward, because in the front you are moving a little bit forward, and on the other side you are going back all the time, and it looks like almost like sewing way. It looks very beautiful and it's easy to do, and we do it the same way. That's how it looks like on this side, that's how it's in the back, and it keeps properly inside and no thread visible. So we do it like this, make sure that it's not slipping until the other mark. I already finished. I still have thread, I didn't cut it because I'm going to continue the top where we open. We put it inside properly, make sure that the sides are where they should be. Fix all the sides, and this part we are going to sew here to this, and that folding half of centimeter we are going to fold it so there is no ends of the fabric or yarn or thread visible. So I continue sewing. It's very important to sew even a few times on the sides so it doesn't stretch or doesn't break, to secure it better. And then this half of centimeter that we have, we bend it behind, and this small part that we have, we are going to use it to sew it to the back, and it will be, it's like called invisible sewing. About chenille yarn, you shouldn't be afraid about thread, because when you will notice, if you start sewing, you will see that the thread is not noticeable, it's hiding somewhere inside. That's why it's more important how it looks from the lining side, that the thread is not visible there, because on the chenille yarn it's invisible. You can see the small part that I folded, and we just attach it to the back, and we need to do through the whole top part like this. The bag is almost ready, only one small thing is left, it's to attach the lock. I have small magnetic lock, so I'm just going to sew it in the center from both sides, just to make sure that things that are inside bag, they are not going to come out, and also it gives it more beautiful style. The bag is ready. I will show you the second that I have. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching.